Okay, let me give you another example here. So given this quadratic here, let's quickly sketch it just so that we get a rough idea of what's happening. So when x is small, it wants to do this. So it's a straight line. It's a straight line with an intercept of -2. So this would be hang on, this would be -2 here, and then it has a gradient of -1. So -1 would be somewhere here. Now when x is big, it wants to do this. When x is small, it wants to do this. So this here is like a straight line, which is what we've done here. Now when x is big, it wants to do a quadratic. So overall, we're going to guess the curve. Hang on, we're going to guess it to be something like this. Okay. So this is our curve here. In the previous videos, well, in the earlier videos, I showed you how you can find out these 2 points. Now but in this video, I'm just going to concentrate on this point here. Okay. Well, if you want to find out these 2 points, put 0 into the y. But this point here, we can't simply just put 0 into the y, because the y here, it changes as we go down. We cannot say that at this point the y value will be 0. So we just got to preserve the whole thing here. So let's rewrite this in the form of x plus blah 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 here squared, and then plus blah 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 here. So we need to just rewrite this whole thing in this form here. You see, this form here is very useful. So let's try and do it. So we've got y, I'm just rewriting it, y equals 5x squared minus x minus 2. Now we are trying to find this point here. Okay, so let's rewrite this whole thing here as rewrite that whole thing here in this form here. Okay, so first we don't like the coefficient of x squared to be anything other than 1. So factor out the 5. So this will become 5 here, x squared, and then later I'm gonna need to get this times this thing here in order to give me -1. Okay, but what do I need to times it by in order to give me -1? Well, I'm going to need 1 over 5x. You see, now if I get this times by this, it will give me -x. Okay, now I need to get this times something here, which would give me -2. As it turns out, I will need -2 over 5. Okay, so now if I get this times this, and then this times this, and then this times this here, it will give me this whole thing here. Okay, so basically this whole thing here is exactly the same as this, but just written differently. Okay, so now just concentrate on this bit here. Okay, concentrate on getting what's in here in this form here. Okay, now so let me just take this down here, bracket, and then bracket. Okay, now we are just concentrating on what's inside here. Okay, now I'm just going to write it like this. Hang on, x, and then I'm going to need half of this thing here. I'm going to need half of it. So what's half of that? Well, 1 over 5, half of that will be divided by 2, so it gets multiplied to the bottom. So it's going to be a tenth. Okay, so I'm going to need to minus a tenth, and then close it, square it. But when I square it, I'm gonna get some rubbish. I'm gonna get a piece of rubbish later on when you get 1 over 10 times 1 over 10. So that piece of rubbish will be 1 over 100. So immediately take away that rubbish. Okay, and then now take this thing down. So it will be minus 2 over 5. Okay, now let's merge these 2 fractions. So basically this and this, they're just numbers. So merge the numbers together. So this will be 5. Well, let's times top and bottom here by 20. Okay, because in order to add fractions, we need to get the 2 denominators to be the same. So times top and bottom by 20. So it would be this. Minus 1 over 10 squared, and then minus 1 over 10, and then minus, well, 2 times 20 will be 40 over 5 times 20 will be 100. Now the two denominators are the same, we can merge them. So this would be 5 x minus 1 over 10 squared, and then minus 1 minus 40, so that would be minus 41 over 100. Okay, now so our equation y equals this. Now what, looking at this as a whole, what is the smallest possible number that this could be? Well, just kind of concentrate on this bit here. Now, what's the smallest possible number that this could be? Well, if you make this to be 0, concentrate on getting this to be 0. If this is 0 here, then the square thing will also be 0, because 0 squared is 0. So basically, make this bit here to be 0. Make it 0. Then the smallest term will be minus 41 over 100. Okay, it's just like me asking you this. What's the this is y equals x squared plus 5. What's the smallest possible value that this thing could be? Well, it's going to be 5, because if you make x squared to be 0, then well, the smallest value here of this thing here will be 5. You see, the smallest value of this thing here will be minus 41 over 100. So concentrate on getting this to be 0. Okay, so the smallest will be, so let's give it a name, y min. Okay, minimum. Just make up anything. So here it would be 5, and then times, well, this thing here would be 0. So the smallest thing would be 41 over this, over 100. Okay, and now is so the y min would be this times this thing here. So that would 5 times 41 would be 205. So it's going to be minus 205 over 100. Okay, so this point here is minus 205 over 100. Okay, now if you want to know the x value at this point here, the x value is when this whole thing here is 0. So you see, if you put positive 1 over 10 into this x here, then the whole thing will be 0. This thing here will be 0. But basically, remember, if you put positive 1 over 10 into here, then this whole thing here will be 0. So this thing here will be 1 over 10. The x value at this point here will be 1 over 10. Okay?